yeah, we can just do like a round of check-ins. So maybe like how you're feeling and intentions and distractions. I'm feeling good. It's raining really heavy right now, so I'm really amazed that like my voice is coming through really well in the video, but so that's great. And my intentions for the call are to spend a bunch of time on GivePower and kind of just like checking to see where we're at with the contracts and sort of like make sure that like all the information is distributed well between all the different parts of GivePower. And then just a couple of extra things which are on the agenda, like touch on the Call East farm and the Give Farm extension and Region Farms outreach check-in. It's all on the agenda. And I will pass it to Amin.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for being late. I lost track of time. Yeah, I'm not distracted. My intention is to talk about, taking decisions about GivePower. Also, changing the end time of the call stream. And yeah, and of course, extending the farms. That's it, the same as Lauren. I pass it to Cherry.
Thank you, Amy. Hello, everybody. GM. My intention is to sync up with the team and know how can I help the team. Also, I want to get approval to start the implementation of the power model, new designs of the power model. Yeah, I pass it to Muhammad. Muhammad, can you hear me?
Sorry. Sorry, I can't hear now. Hey guys, I'm feeling good. I'm here to sync up with you and I have no distraction. I pass it to Carlos.
Hey guys, I usually don't join this meeting, but I'm here to listen, see what's going on with GivePower. And yeah, that's it. I'll pass it to Mateo.
Hey everyone, GM. Happy to be back after a short vacation and happy to see all of you. I'm not distracted, really interested in listening on how advanced is the contracts, when the subgraph is going to be ready, and how I can start working in the integration. I'll pass it to Monique.
Hello everybody, I'm here just to sync and hear and see how can I help. I'm a little bit distracted and I pass it on to Mitch.
Thanks, Monique. Sorry, there's lots of rain here and it's hard to hear. Yeah, here to listen, here to provide any feedback on Give Farm extension. And I'm trying to think of my brain. Nothing else. I think the rest is for the research call. So just here to listen mostly. And I'll pass it to Pavle.
Yeah, GM everybody. So I am just checking in to see what's going on. What are changes to GivePower? If there's anything I need to keep track of, and I'm not really distracted other than I have like a bit of a headache, but that's something special. So that's it. I pass it on to Sam.
Hello guys. I am just coming back from having lunch, so I will be in front of my computer in about 2 minutes. And I am here for talking about GivePower contracts and the latest news. So I don't know if there is anyone else that is missing.
Me.
You go.
Me, Suga. Hi, everybody. I'm here to listen to what's going on and to use some of your energy to keep me working. And I will pass to Jess.
Okay. Jesse maybe can't unmute. Let's pass to Mo.
Hey everyone, I'm feeling good. I want to see what's going on with GivePower and see if there is any new discovery of the way it's working. And yeah, that's it. I think I'm the last one.
No, let's pass it to Jake.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yep, I was going to speak up and say this is my first GIVeconomy dev, so I'll just be listening in, seeing what it's all about. That's my intention, and no distractions. So I'm all everybody's.
Cool. I think that is now everybody. Am I right? Am I wrong? I think I'm right. Cool. Okay, awesome. So let's dive into GivePower. First, I think there's a lot to talk about there, and the other things are relatively small, so we'll just leave a bit of time at the end. But I'd love to get an update of like where we're at with the Give Farm staking locking contracts. And I know that Mo is working on some new design modals, but they're not finished yet. So I just kind of want to like get a little bit of a check-in from everybody who's working on GivePower on like where it's at, and then make sure that we have like good integration between everybody who's working on different parts. So maybe I'll pass to you, Sam, because you're unmuted, and I think you got stuff to say.
Okay. Right now, the state of the contract is that I think that they are almost done. We can just show how it's working. During the weekend, I had some trouble into making it work because the nodes of the Gnosis Chain archive were not working. But after that, I just was able to do some quick tests, and then Amin extended them and did some changes that we can comment now. Which changes? Basically, the good idea is of Amin is that we are making two contracts. One is going to be the Unipool contract that we already have, and it's going to be upgraded. And then we have the GivePower that is connected to this contract, and this makes it easier to keep the state of the old contract. Meanwhile, we add new functionalities. And Amin did this pull request that is doing that, and it opens up some new questions, which is, if you remember at the very beginning, we were saying GivePower is only for people who is locking, not for people who is staking. And then we changed it and said, okay, no, anyone who stakes, even if it's for 0 rounds, which means you can unstake whenever you want, you receive 1x GivePower. Now, with this new system, it looks weird to have 1x when you just stake and you do not lock it for 1 round. So here it comes again the question. We think now that we can come back to this old idea that you can have your give and receive 1x reward, but only if you lock it, you start receiving the GivePower and more rewards. As we can do it right now, it will mean that you receive 1x reward if you just stake it, and if you lock it for n rounds, you receive the square root of the rounds plus this first stake. And the GivePower is exactly the same. If your reward is, I don't know, 2x, your GivePower is 2x as well.
I have when kind of like, well, the first thing that comes to mind is like a problem with going back to that is after people's tokens become unlocked with Give Power, like what happens, you know, because what we were doing was it's like they become unlocked and then they still have Give Power. So what they delegated on projects is still valid, but it's like a proportional decrease. You know, if we make it like eliminated, then those people who went through all the effort of like supporting projects and putting Give Power onto them kind of lose that. And I don't think that's a really good user experience.
Okay. Okay. Then the alternative would be that it's an alternative that we didn't discuss. I had it in the back of my head, but I thought that this other one was a better idea. You are right. It is important to still have Give Power even if you have automatically unlocked your tokens. So what we can do is that we also have a hook. Now we are going to have two contracts. One is already hooked with the token manager, and when you transfer, well, when you wrap or unwrap, basically, your tokens are locked and they are the token manager and the Unipool knows when you have Give Power, but still, yeah, we are also going to need to lock the tokens using the Give Power. So basically, we need the two hooks in place, and in this other hook of the Give Power, we can also look when the tokens are locked, well, when the tokens are staked, and lock them. So I don't know if you are following, Amin. What we can do
actually,
is that...
I didn't understood the problem that Lauren raised. Can you explain that again, Lauren?
Sure, yeah. It's because, like, I mean, what Sam was proposing to change back to is that, like, only people who lock their tokens get Give Power at all. But the way we have it set up right now is with the unlocking. It's like if you stake and lock for one round, you get a 2x multiplier or whatever. And then after the one round, your tokens become unlocked and it goes down to a 1x multiplier. So it's added to like the tokens that are staked but not locked and can be unstaked at any time, you know? Does it make sense?
Yeah, it's like you have a stake in the Give farm only, and not like, and you won't have any Give Power.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, when people's tokens are, if they locked and then they had Give Power and then they used Give Power to curate projects, they were like active in the project curation, and then their tokens become unlocked, their multiplier should decrease for rewards and also should decrease for Give Power. But if it goes down to 0 for Give Power, then all the work they put into curating projects is kind of like to waste. And that's sort of like more challenging for the user, you know?
You know, it can be handled somewhere else, in my view. You know, in the backend, as the aspect, as I remember from the aspect, is that the Give Power, every 4 hours, we get a snapshot of the power of each person and update the score of projects. Am I right? Every 4 hours, we get a snapshot of power of users and multiply that to the percentage that they have allocated to each project and compute the curation of every project. And
it is still
also
the 4 hours snapshot is something that it's still undefined. Maybe it's not needed at the end. We didn't went to this specification yet because we have been focusing on the Give farm part of Give Power and how it's going to be managed, the delegation and also the boosting of projects. It's something that we more or less have some contracts, but we have some loose ends. This is the state of this part.
You know, all of that will be off-chain in my view. The boosting, maybe in my view, you can do it all offline in our database. For instance, you say you have a profile in the in our backend only set in our databases off chain that, okay, if I have, in percentage, you allocate your rewards. Your give power to project. For instance, I want to allocate 25% of my give power to this project. If I have 125, will be allocated that. If I have 1,250. And this, every 4 hours we get a snapshot of the powers of users, and based of that allocation, we calculate the curation for each project, and that is some, it's the average of, for instance, 10 last runs. We don't calculate, if someone give power drops to 0. It doesn't mean that immediately it will affect too much. For instance, after 10 runs of being 0, the value will affect. Do you know I'm understanding? But do you understand what I'm saying? I said that the value is the average of previous runs. So if the power becomes 0, it doesn't affect immediately unless the user don't lock again for instance, I don't know, 2 days, 10 days, or 3 days. It's our configuration to see how we can do. Hi, Griff. For your information, we are we have changed to give the new design. The new design of the smart give power is that when someone wraps the token, it doesn't he doesn't have any power unless he locks the token. And after, for instance, if he has locked for 1 round or any number of rounds, and after that, if his token become unlocked, his give power becomes 0. And it shouldn't be like this.
I mean, I don't object, but is there a why?
Because it's the calculation. When you lock your token, I share a link with Lauren. I'm sending that to you. It's like our calculation, a formula that when you lock your token, you will have power of a square n plus 1, if n is the number of runs, and also your yield farming is increased appropriate like that, and when you unlock, you will lose all your power and the extra farm reward, that extra farming rate that you used to get.
I will reformulate the question and the answer. We started with the problem that we need 3 transactions in order to use give power, right? So first you need to approve, then you need to stake, and then you need to lock. And this is the state that we led it last week. So what happens that when you are staking, it needs in some kind of, hey, do you want to register that you have give power? This is right now, it's not made. You need to, let's say, lock it for 0 rounds in order to get the give power. So what Amin did is that, okay, maybe what we can do is to have the rewards when you just stake but not lock, and if you lock, then you get the give power and also the extra rewards. And we were discussing, okay, what about you get the give power only when you lock, and you can only lock for 1 or more rounds, and you do not get give power if you just stake. And the idea here will be more similar to the very beginning. Also, Lawrence said, yeah, but the rest of the things are not like in the very beginning, because now there is not automatic locking. So when we unlock automatically, people will lose their give power, and this is an outcome that it's not acceptable. So instead of doing that, we can do something different, which is when we stake, we have 2 hooks. We already have 2 hooks. In this new model, we still need 2 hooks. One is for the old Unipool, which is going to be upgraded, and the other one is for the GivePower contract, which also needs to check out if there are people who is trying to unlock before the time has passed. So in this hook, we can also kind of register that we have that we have give power. That's the idea.
But then, and so, are you saying that? I guess so. The challenge comes. The difference is that with that pattern, we don't have give power for people who just stake.
I think that we should that based on Lauren's comment, we should change the contract, and it's an easy change, I think, to just lock for 0, let's say, when you just grab your tokens. When you
I think it would be a really large change in the design if we don't give power to stakers, because like then the multiplier just gets really weird.
Yeah,
it's like exactly. Oh yeah, and also it would be really nice if people who were staking their tokens even after the lock was up, they still got their 1x give power. I mean, those are nice. That last part I care less about. Whatever's easier for you guys, but the multiplier thing really wouldn't make sense if we don't give stakers give power.
Okay, I think that the change that we need to do in the contract is very easy. The change for the design is non-existent. We still have the 1x if you just wrap or stake, and 1 dot for 1 if you lock for 1 round, and this way around up to 26 rounds. So for the design part, nothing changes. We still have to work a little bit more on the contracts. If Amin is agrees, we just need to lock for 0 when we have a wrapping. That's what we need.
No, I agree. We can change it. It doesn't need much change, and also I think that we don't need to have the term of the lock for 0. Just on transfer, like what we stake, we just add the power, and when he locks, we add the difference, the added value. We have multiplied to some rate, for instance 1.04. So if he locked, we just add him 0.41 because he has one of them, the exact amount already. So it's a technical implementation, but I think the locking for 0 round is I think it's not it doesn't look very easy for me to tell you that you have locking for 0 round.
But we would avoid the third transaction, right?
Yes.
We can still.
Yeah.
We would still lock for 0 rounds.
Yes.
But there wouldn't be a third transaction for them to click.
Yes.
And I think that's okay. I understand that it might be a hacky solution a little bit, but that's better than making design changes at this point.
Yes. When I refer to locking for 0, I mean that what we are going to do is to internally do a kind of lock for 0, which is going to create to register that you have give power. That's the thing that I meant by that. Nobody is going to lock for 0. The people are only going to wrap their tokens and automatically have give power and rewards.
Yay!
Yeah, I think it's mostly done. I mean, did a change that I liked a lot because it solves the problem that we had.
And just to confirm, when people unlock, they'll still have 1x give power, right?
Yes.
No, when they unlock. Oh, yeah.
But people don't unlock. Their tokens unlock automatically.
Exactly.
There's no action for the people.
People can still call it, but there is going to be a bot. That bot thing is something that we also have to take care of, because we need to know which are the addresses that we have to unlock, and we will need to build a service to do that. I don't know. It's a task that it's still pending. It will be way easier if it was just a function call that you always call, and it could be automated with Gelato, for example. But in this case, we have to know which are the addresses that logged previously, in order to not store them in the blockchain. We could store them in the blockchain as well, but it is going to make it easier not having to maintain a bot by ourselves, and at the same time it's going to be expensive in the long run. I don't know which design you would prefer. Something that is gas effective, but you have to know which are the addresses and have a server running, and somebody has to build that server. Or we can just add it in the contract, a function that you call it and it starts unlocking directions that it has stored, but it's going to cost more gas.
Is it possible to just have both functions? It sounds like the first function is very easy, and the last function is this like loop thing that probably will work, but maybe we can just like start with using the easy. If we put them both in the contract, then we can choose which one to use.
It is better. I think that it is better to choose one or the other, because if you have the possibility to call this function, the damage is already made, because you had to store all the addresses in a list, and this is what makes it cost that much amount of gas. If you don't have this list within the contract and you just keep track of it off chain using the events, then it's a little bit more problematic, but it's not that problematic. I think that in Giveth you do way more problematic things, like what I want to say is that
Roasted.
In Giveth, you are not putting most of the information on chain. I don't think that this particular thing should be on chain.
Yeah, we can use subgraph. We list all the locked positions for that number which are unlocked, and every, for instance, 5 minutes, for instance, unlock, check that, and that the transaction should be mined, and the subgraph should index them. So it's doable. It will not be switched.
Yeah. The only thing to take into account, it's not only the subgraph, it's also having a service that is going to use the subgraph to call the addresses to unlock.
Yeah,
when it's time. When it's the time.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I agree.
And it is a task that anyone that somebody could already start doing if they want. It is not locked by anything at this point.
Is Fabio working on the subgraph? Or like, can we? Because like, if he's working on that, and then somebody's going to need to build the server to use the service to use the subgraph. Like, what are like the next steps, or like who can we actually like allocate to do these things? If it's not blocked by anything, then we can have this like development happen simultaneously. It sounds like it's better? Is that what you prefer? I mean, I think you guys have the better decision-making power here of what is the better option. Whether to have them on chain or have.
Yeah, no, Subgraph is ready, and the interface that this functionality needs is already implemented on Subgraph, so it's doable. The whole information that we need for this functionality is to list the locked positions for that run. All are available in the current implementation of Subgraph, so it's doable right now. If Fabio has another test to overhaul the subgraph of the GIVeconomy, but this one is another option. He can work on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only hassle will be to have this service online, and if it goes offline, it's something that happens to gardens all the time. This is why I offer the two options, because gardens sometimes cannot be created because this service goes offline. It's a little bit of a pain.
Subgraph, you mean?
Not the subgraph, the service that is calling regularly a function in the blockchain. The unlock. So we know that it's going to be a pain it's going to be a pain. But the other option is to spend more gas. And it's something that is going to be called regularly. Well, I don't know. Ugh.
Honestly, I feel like you guys can hash this out and decide. I think we can move on to another topic. Both ways work.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe take a bit to think about it, Sam. Maybe discuss with Amin, and whichever way you guys decide. If you guys decide that we need to use Fabio or we should use Fabio to build that, then let's coordinate with him. Maybe you can keep the updates in the GIVeconomy, GivePower chat that we have.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Oh, sorry. Did you have something to say, Amin?
No. Just I want to follow up the overhaul of the GiveEconomy subgraph from Fabio, and then I will tag with him about this.
Okay, sounds good. But first, make the decision whether we're gonna have it on chain or not. Before bringing Fabio off of the overhaul. Oh, go ahead.
I think that it's a decision that Fabio should also make with us.
Okay, let's loop him in.
I think that he's the person who will end up deciding. If he thinks if the option of having a bot needs somebody to take care of it. So if Fabio says, yeah, let's do a bot because it's going to be better, we go with the bot. Otherwise, we can go with the on-chain solution that is going to take more gas, but it's going to be easier to maintain.
Okay, you know what I'll do? I'll share with him the recording of this call at the part where we started the discussion. Just ask him to listen to it, and then get him to follow up with you guys.
Okay.
Cool. Cool. So other than that, what else are we missing from the contracts for the staking locking? It seems like, what are our blockers and what are the next steps?
The next steps are, I think, well, there are some comments that I did in the, I didn't did in the pull request, but I commented with Amin to change, do very small changes in the contract, and it is going to require a good review. But once this is done, and if the review says, okay, yeah, it doesn't have any problem, then the contracts are done. for the Give farm.
Sam, what do you think if we upgrade the current Garden Unipool to add the functionality of the Give Power to it and don't do this communication between these two contracts because it makes the deployment hard? And if for any reason one of them be upgraded or changed or removed, the excessive farming balance will be exist on the on the farm. So I'm a fan of making these to a one, but it's alternative. You, and Paula should discuss it. So which one is the better?
I like the idea that you brought about having two contracts. Now you want to do it in one contract again?
I think it's even if just evaluate that. Yeah, you have it, but in your design, we should everybody should unstake from old Unipool to stake in this new one, right?
No. As it is right now, we just upgrade the old Unipool into a new one that is practically the same, and then we add a new contract that connects to this Unipool.
Yeah, I mean we upgrade, built on top of the old Garden Unipool,
yes,
on top of the old one, not create a new one.
Exactly.
And I mean about the upgrading is not just adding that tree method, just adding all the give power, removing that tree method that I have added, and add all the give power functionality on top of it, and see whether it's possible. We inherit from that smart contract and add all the functionality on top of this. I can discuss it with you later.
Yeah, let's discuss it later.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, all right, cool. I got sort of lost in what you're talking about, but it sounds like they need to discuss that later. And then Mo, are you going to be working on fixing up these modals today? I think the logic is going to be the same too.
Yeah, I'm currently working on the Give Power, and I'm trying to finalize the design by today. Yesterday was Figma was mostly down, and today I'm trying to finalize all of the design for the Give Power.
Okay, sounds good. Let me know when you are ready to have me or someone check it out. I'd be happy to go through it. We're fixing all these modals, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Cool. Are there any other questions or things that we should discuss on Give Power? No. Okay, cool. If you were only here for Give Power, thank you for your attendance. You may go, but then we'll move on to the other things that are in there. Cool. So cult stream thing. We were talking about this last night. What did you think? So the thing is that the cult stream is longer than we kind of expected or wanted it to be. Did you figure out some way of making it so that we don't have to redeploy?
I think the only way is to, we cannot change the duration of the token distro, the stream, a smart contract. The only way is to add a method which is protected by admin role, upgrade the smart contract, change the duration, right? And again, and the point is that,
and then people wouldn't
change subgraph.
People wouldn't need to unstake if we do that, right? People who
yes, because no one has, there is no allocation yet there, and the subgraph indexing a start block should be after that because the value will be different. The subgraph only read the information of the token distro wants that it doesn't exist in the database. So if we'll read the initial value, so I would change change it, and then again replace the old implementation. I'm in the proxy implementation. First upgrade to have that method, change the duration, and then replace again the old implementation to save gas. And finally, and change subgraph to have new start block. That's the stuff that comes to my mind.
Great. And when you add that function, you're going to add it so that it's protected, so it only works when it hasn't started yet, right? When the stream hasn't started. Just add a check.
Yeah, I will do it tomorrow. Because no one has any allocation there yet. And yeah, I hope everything be finished my tomorrow morning, before noon.
Amazing. And when you, sorry, Lauren, you're muted if you're talking, but, and then when you make that function, you'll add a check to make sure that they can't do it unless, if the stream is started, that the admin can't change the end of the stream.
I said I won't add that method forever. I will just remove it again.
Oh, okay. You'll upgrade it, add the method, and then upgrade it again to remove the method?
Yeah, to the old implementation again.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Great. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, where's Lauren? Oh.
Hey, sorry, my internet got disconnected, so I just joined on my phone and I missed the conclusion. So can we update the duration? Yeah.
Conclusion is we'll update the duration and then put it back to the way it was.
What do you mean put it back to the way it was?
So we'll upgrade it twice. We'll upgrade it to have a function so we can change the data that's stored on the blockchain, and then we'll update it again to remove that function.
Cool,
so
and that won't mess anything up, and we can do it within the next 6 days before the rewards go live and stuff.
Yeah, I will do it tomorrow morning. My morning, your night. Your tonight.
Nice.
Your
Thanks,
tonight,
Amin.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Then the other thing about the cult stream is that I noticed is, you know how on the Give stream page we changed it so that the percentage on the progress bar is actually the percentage of tokens that are liquid from the total that will flow out from the stream.
Yeah.
It looks like on the cult stream either that is that going to happen as well on the cult stream one, because right now it just says 0%, but maybe it's because the stream hasn't started at all, and when it launches it'll jump to 10. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Again, it will be the same. 5 days later, it will start by 10%, but it's the duration affect the speed of the progress. After 10%, how it fills the rest of 90%. Do you know what I'm saying? Then
I think so. Okay, cool. Okay, that sounds good. And then.
Sorry. Then internet Costa Rica. I'm telling you. No, it's usually good. It's just right now. It just disconnected me and then reconnected me on my computer. But okay, cool. Now here we are. I think other than that, everything looks really good for Cult ETH. We launched it yesterday, and just FYI, funny celebration. Cult DAO has so many Cult DAO shills that the announcement tweet got I don't know, over 150 likes and 100 retweets, and it's partnership with Cult is really good for our engagement and people looking at Giveth because they have so many followers and such an active presence. So the moment of hilarious celebration. I tweeted at 4 p.m. and it was boom, 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 retweet, everyone in the world. Here you go.
Just a point, Lauren. We should just after you finish, I should tell something.
Yeah, go ahead.
We should schedule. If everything is fine, we should schedule for transferring the cult token to the token distro and transferring ownerships to someone. So we should get those. We should do these two first. Get an address from cult DAO to transfer ownership, and if they want, I hope they want, transfer the cult token they have sent us to the token distro, the portion that will be distributed by far.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
right now, it's still in the liquidity mining multisig, or?
You said yes. As I know, as I wrote the documents, yes, it's there. It's somewhere in one of the multisig. I'm not sure which one.
Okay, we need to transfer it to the token distro like before the rewards start, like next week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we need an address from Cult DAO of like the address that will be the owner of what exactly?
The
I'm
contract,
not exactly sure which is
the token distro and the farm, be the owner of this.
Okay.
Have permission, yeah. Have the permission to, upgrade the smart contract later.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. They might want to extend their rewards later. They were talking about it already, that like after 5 months, maybe they'll want to like send us some more cult to like restart the rewards. If we transfer ownership, like they'll kind of have to do that though, right? Like they'll have to, or we could just send the rewards to the token distro right away and it like keeps going. Like, will we still have control in order to like extend their farm if we transfer ownership?
What we can, first, yes, they should first transfer more token to token distro, right? And also they should allocate more balance, allow more the farm contract to be in order to be able to allocate token. 2 and 3 is to tell us the new distribution, to tell the farm to pay the escape. So 3 steps needed. First, they should transfer new tokens to token distro, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you have shared your screen. Let me check that you have written.
Oh.
Yeah. Transfer new token distro, right? I'll increase the balance of the farm on the token distro.
Yeah.
And 3 is to tell us the new distribution, to pay how much we should pay every 2 weeks.
Okay. Sounds good. Cool. Okay. But so for now, I'll just contact Chris and I'll probably just put it in the Cult ETH Regen Farm chat to get the address to transfer the ownership.
Yeah, thank you.
And we need to do that before next week when the rewards start, right? Or it doesn't really matter.
No, it's not needed to do it before that, but sooner better than later. It's if they trust us, it's not a problem. They have transferred money to us, so it's not a problem. So it's up to them to get it sooner, right? Yeah.
Sounds good. Cool. Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Amin, and thanks everyone who worked on the Cult ETH farm and got it out. I'm like really happy to see it live, and everyone who was working on fixing all the issues on the DApp in order to get it up as well. So, yeah, praise you all. The next thing is the Give Farm extension. Amin, I sent you, or no, I made an issue with the. Yeah, I made an issue with the final like amounts that we're going to use for the distribution. It was in the forum.
Yeah,
I signed it too. Cool. Okay, cool. And then so the next thing is we'll need to do a snapshot vote in order to send these funds from, in order to get approval to send the funds from Liquidity multi-sig. I have a question. Is it the right time to make that snapshot vote now? Like, should we just do it like sooner rather than later? I could like make a forum proposal, put these params, link to where it came from and then put it up on Snapshot?
The snapshots to the Give Farm extension.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put in the params and then, yeah, should we do this or not, I guess. Like a for, against, or abstain.
Okay. And I should do that like now, as soon as possible, right?
Yep.
Great. I will do it. I will do it today. Cool. Okay. Other than that, Regen Farms outreach check-in. Katavi, do you have any updates on any of the outreach? I know you were talking with Ant, and I jumped in there for a second, but I haven't been keeping up. Dan? Okay, cool. Well, I can't hear you. Okay.
Yes, sorry, my internet might be very bad here. Do you hear me well?
Yeah. We do. We hear you well.
Sorry, let me see. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Do you hear me well?
Yeah. We hear you well. I don't think you hear us.
Not too much has happened. Ant started a thread on their Discord about it. They just had this issue. Well, they were just discussing. Okay, I think I have a super loud.
Okay, well, I'll get updates from him async. Cool. That's everything that's on the agenda. Is there any other last GIVeconomy things that anyone wanted to bring up? Cool. Okay, then I have one more thing. It was Mateo's birthday on Monday, and we should all sing to him, definitely, to make him feel loved and also uncomfortable. So if you wouldn't mind to unmute and turn on your cameras if you feel like it, and we'll start the choir.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Unmute.
To Mateo.
You guys gotta
Hell
unmute.
yeah.
Mohammed, Jake, Cherith. Ready? Okay. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mateo. You hear him. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, guys. I never know how to take this, but I love you all. Thank you.
We love you. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. That's our show. I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, Lauren.
Bye.